Tonight, Deputy Governor Rivers State emphasizes women's role in peace building, economic development. President Tinubu orders airliners to suspend cashless payment systems in all airports. Plus, newly sworn in IGP rolls out plans for elections, state policing. Rivers State is the treasure base of the nation. Let's build and take her to greater heights. It is a task we must accomplish. Welcome. This is Rivers State Television and it is the world news. My name is Abubele Warapaka. Don't forget I'm on live on YouTube, Facebook and Instagram as well as the TikTok. It is our Rstv page. Just click that bell so you get me straight from the studios. Now details of news making the news this hour. The Rivers State Deputy Governor, Professor Ngozi Odo, has emphasized that women remain central to sustainable development, peace building, economic growth, and environmental stewardship in communities across the Niger Delta region. Professor Odo made the remark while speaking at the Niger Delta Women's Conference held in Yenagoa, the Bayelsa State capital, organized by the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, also called PANDEF. She described the conference with the theme Empowering Niger Delta Women for Enhanced Political Inclusion, Peace and Development as a timely and commendable initiative, noting that it provides a strategic platform for dialogue, empowerment, and capacity building for women across the region. According to her, women play a nurturing and protective role in society, likening them to the mother hen. The Deputy Governor appreciated the organizers as well as PANDEF and the British High Commission for supporting the initiative, urging participants to harness the collective strength, resilience and creativity of Niger Delta women to foster unity, development and lasting progress. In her remarks, former First Lady of Nigeria, Dame Patience Jonathan, who was a special guest of honor, called on Nigerian women to unite beyond political differences and actively advocate for their rights and inclusion in leadership. Also speaking, the PANDEF National Women Leader, Mrs. Grace Ekong, stated that PANDEF is a platform for dialogue where people advocate for equality, peace, inclusion, and environmental sustainability. According to her, the conference aims to sensitize and empower women through education to participate more actively in the region's development, adding that PANDEF will continue to serve as a channel for engaging the federal government on the needs and aspirations of the Niger Delta people. Professor Maureen Etebo, who spoke on the theme, Empowering Niger Delta Women for Enhanced Political Inclusion, Peace and Development, said the conference speaks to a collective commitment to advancing the role of women as contributors to governance, peace, and sustainable development in the Niger Delta. She noted that meaningful progress in the Niger Delta region is closely linked to the inclusion, improvement, and leadership of all women at all levels. Adolescent female students in Rivers State have been taught the gains of pursuing their careers with resilience and the dangers inherent in teenage pregnancy. Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, Professor Justina Johnson, right information to avoid unnecessary situations later in life. God's family was at the Government Girls Secondary School, remaining venue of the sensitization program organized by the Rivers State Ministry of Health.
Represented by the Program Manager for Health and Development in the Department of Public Health Disease Control Services, Rivers State Ministry of Health, Tammy Briggs, Professor Jumbo said Obiapo, Port Harcourt City, Eleme and Oba Ebemandoni local government areas were selected this week for the health sensitization. She emphasized that the exercise for the adolescent female students on sexual and reproductive health, emotional health, gender-based violence, menstrual hygiene, prevention of teenage pregnancy, dangers of drug abuse, among others, will go a long way to assist them. According to her, the spate of teenage pregnancy is on the increase, hence the need for the sensitization at the adolescent stage, where full maturity is not visible, and the outcome of teenage pregnancy is mostly maternal death and the mobility of the newborn child. Adding that the ministry deemed it necessary to provide them with menstrual pads, mathematical sets, and tuberculosis screening to achieve set targets.
We are sensitizing them on sexual and reproductive health, emotional health, gender-based violence, menstrual hygiene, and of course prevention of teenage pregnancy, because that is something that is on the rise, because the outcome of teenage pregnancy is mostly maternal deaths and of course morbidity of the newborn. So that is why we're dedicated to ensure that they get the accurate information as regards their health.
Other resource persons at the event dwelt extensively on the types of sexual transmitted viruses and diseases, as well as the dangers of drug abuse and illicit substances. They disclosed that tramadol, Indian hemp, cocaine, ice, and other related substances are destructive, and advised the students to be wise to discover misleading messages and gifts. Speaker
So at all costs, you need to work, protect yourself as a girl child.
It is the eyes that are these substances affect the way your brain functions. It affects your mood. It affects the way you think, and it affects the way you act. Nobody will stop you from becoming that thing you want to be, except your best self.
Some students who were delighted spoke on the knowledge gained.
I learned that we should abstain ourselves from premarital sex. Also emphasize on our goals in life.
Learned that abstinence is a convenient means to avoid sexually transmitted infections.
God's power and
Sexually transmitted infections.
God's power and Rstv News.
And with Rstv Stewardship, Prayer and Fasting Meeting. Number has the rest of the report.
Ambassador Dambo took advantage of the second monthly stewardship prayer and fasting meeting to remind the staff of efforts made so far to restore the past glory of the once vibrant television station east of the Niger. He said on assumption of office barely 3 months ago, he met dilapidated infrastructure, demoralized workforce with poor attitude to work. He said plans are already on to extend work in all the offices, while in-house training and retraining of workers to improve their productivity and to catch up with innovations in modern broadcasting techniques has commenced. The acting general manager expressed determination to make a difference through quality broadcasting, pointing out that the station has procured new equipment and the renovation of the staff quarters who are capable irrespective of their tribe, while the interests of the station should be given prominence above personal considerations.
We have to move, and you have to come up with ideas that will move this place, move your unit, move your department. We have also done the solar panel, extended it to library department and the editing suite. This is to ensure stable light and at the end of this long issues of darkness in our offices.
Some staff of Rivers State Television said they are highly impressed with the performance of the acting general manager and the management in a very short time, assuring that they will reciprocate the gesture by giving their best. They equally thanked Governor Siminalayi Fubara and the Permanent Secretary Ministry of Information and Communication, Dr. Onosirawo, for supporting the station and appealed for major intervention from government, including provision of a digital transmitter, operational vehicles and other facilities to make the station function optimally.
Management had shown that they are people-oriented. They have policies that could affect the lives of the staff positively and in many ways. I cannot begin now to count or recount all that the management had done that I should commend, but I know that the staff are happy and they are supportive of whatever you are doing.
Within this short period of time, he took over the mantle of leadership. He has exemplified true leadership. He has given governance, he has given achieve set targets.
Highlights of the monthly stewardship meeting were unveiling and distribution of the new Rstv stickers as part of the rebranding of Rstv. Nnamdi Olimini, Rstv News.
From the national, President Bola Tinubu has sworn in Olatunji DC as the substantive Inspector General of Police. The event took place at the ceremony held in the Council Chamber of State House, Abuja, on Wednesday. The new IGP took the oath of office after the reading of his citation by the State House Director of Information and Public Relations, Mr. Abiodun Oladojoye, President of the Fiscal Commission and the Federal Civil Service Commission. The ceremony preceded the beginning of the Federal Executive Council meeting, also called FEC. Indigenous IGP Disu announced the committee during his inaugural conference with senior police officers at the Peacekeeping Conference Center, Force Headquarters, Abuja. This was contained in a statement issued by the Force Public Relations Officer, Benjamin Nde. The conference brought together strategic managers of the Nigeria Police Force to deliberate on institutional priorities and national security issues. Professor Ogun Sakin was appointed to lead the 8-member State Police Committee, while CP Bode, Auditor General of the National Institute for Police Studies. Other members are DCP Okebechi Agora, DCP Suleiman Gulma, ACP Ikechukwu Okafo, CSP Tolulope Ikunisho, and retired CP Emmanuel Ojukwu, Provost of the Public Relations School. We're still watching news coming from Rivers Television. Rivers State is the treasure base of the nation. Let's build and take it to greater heights. It is a task we must accomplish. Don't forget, our Rstv is now live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Rstv. The bell, so you get us live when we are in the studios. Coming up, UK government to stop work-study visas. In sports, FIFA excludes Nigeria, names DR Congo as Africa's representative in 2026 World Cup. Many more reports are coming after this break if you keep us company when we return.
Milo 3-in-1 Milky and Creamy is truly milky and contains calcium. So, no need to add milk for that rich, creamy cup, which helps to nourish your kids.
View us on YouTube, Rstv Online, Facebook, and GoTV at channel 142.
Mega Power Ministries OPM Worldwide presents Dr. Jesus Night with Coconut for the month of March. It is a night of salvation and total deliverance from sin. It is a night where we will experience the instant outpouring and manifestation of God's power. There will be instant miracles, healings, deliverance, breakthroughs, signs and wonders. Locked wombs will be opened. Great destinies will be reactivated. Lost glories and opportunities will be restored. And above all, lives will be transformed through the word and prayers. Date Friday, 6th March 2026. Time 8 p.m. till dawn. Venue OPM Headquarters, Dr. Jesus City, Mbodo, Alo, Rivers State, Nigeria. Come believing, ready to pray with your coconut and receive the anointing to walk in dominion and swear in victory.
OPM, Dr. Jesus in action. Dr. Jesus in action.
We want it tasty and easy too. No cubes. That's the secret. Made with real ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic. And enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
This is Rstv World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. Rstv, Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
It's now time for more news. President Bola Tinubu has suspended the cashless payment system at airport toll gates across the country following widespread gridlock that has caused passengers to miss their flights. The Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, announced the suspension on Wednesday after the Federal Executive Council meeting at the State House, Abuja. He said the President directed an immediate return to status quo while a more efficient system is developed. He emphasized that the major reason for the suspension was to eliminate the gridlock at the Lagos and Abuja airport toll gates. The cashless system was introduced less than a week ago to eliminate corruption and optimize revenue collection at toll gates operated by the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria across the country. For over 50 years, the FAAN had collected cash from motorists at toll gates, parking lots, and other collection points at airports nationwide. However, the transition to the cashless system led to massive traffic congestion on airport access roads, with passengers reporting hours-long delays and missing flights. Keyamo disclosed that President Tinubu has directed the ministry to return to the drawing board to perfect the system. Now, U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth has said an American submarine sank an Iranian warship in the Indian Ocean. It came after a Sri Lankan defense official told the BBC that around 140 people were feared missing after the Iris Dana sent out a distress call early on Wednesday morning. The island nation's Navy confirmed it had rescued 32 people from the ship, which sank in waters about 40 kilometers south of its coast. Earlier, Sri Lanka Navy spokesman Budika Sampath had rejected reports that the Iris Dana had been attacked by a submarine. He said 180 people were believed to have been on board, according to the ship's documentation, adding that at the time of launching the rescue operations, they did not see the vessel nor any other ships in the region, but saw oil patches on the water and floating live rafts. Now, the UK government will stop issuing study visas to people from Afghanistan, Cameroon, Myanmar, and Sudan from this month, being March. Home Secretary of the Home Office said the action was being taken due to what it said was widespread visa abuse. According to official figures, people from 4 countries were the most likely to make an asylum claim after originally coming to the UK to study. In its release, the government said asylum claims from people who had originally traveled to the UK legally to do something like studying had more than tripled between 2021 and 2025. Home Office figures showed that people claiming asylum off the back of a study visa make up to 13% of all claims currently in the system. Mahmoud said she was taking the unprecedented decision to refuse visas to those nationals seeking to exploit our generosity. Those were her words. Now, Nigeria's hopes of qualifying for the 2026 FIFA World Cup have effectively ended after FIFA confirmed the final lineup for the Inter-Confederation Playoff Tournament, naming DR Congo as Africa's representative. In an accreditation notice circulated to journalists ahead of the competition, FIFA detailed the tournament format and listed the 6 participating nations. DR Congo's inclusion leaves no room for Nigeria, whose Football Federation had challenged their defeat in the CAF playoffs in November 2025. The Nigeria Football Federation launched a formal protest alleging that DR Congo fielded ineligible players during the decisive tie, which ended 1-1 before Nigeria lost on penalties. The appeal sought to overturn the result and secure the Super Eagles' place in the Intercontinental playoffs. However, FIFA's latest communication does not refer to any changes to the qualified teams, signaling that the original result will stand, confirming Nigeria's elimination. Now, still talking sports, the Nigeria Super Falcons showcased their enduring class as they overturned their recent defeats to Cameroon's indomitable Lionesses, securing a convincing 3-1 victory in the second match of a two-game tour at the military stadium in Yaoundé. 3 days after narrowly losing the first encounter, the Falcons returned with renewed vigor, with head coach Justin Madugu having made 7 changes to the starting lineup, a move that paid immediate dividends. Cameroon struck early, scoring in the 7th minute and briefly reigniting memories of their weekend triumph, but Nigeria responded in the 32nd minute when Chiwendu Ihezuo rose above her marker to head in Winshola Babajide's precise cross, leveling the score. In the 64th minute, Captain Rasheedat Ajibade delivered a teasing cross from the right flank, met by Michelle Lalodzi, who launched herself into a flying header to seal the 3-1 victory. Both sides used the fixtures as part of preparations for the 14th edition of the Women Africa Cup of Nations, slated for Morocco from the 17th of March till 3 April. Meanwhile, Brighton and Hove Albion goalkeeper Chiamaka Nnadozie has revealed that the immediate objective for the Super Falcons the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations WAFCON is not lifting the trophy but securing qualification for the FIFA Women's World Cup. Speaking on Aisuga channel, Nnadozie highlighted that the Super Falcons are up, focused and determined ahead of the tournament scheduled to take place in Morocco from 17 March to 3rd April and will also serve as the African qualifying tournament for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil. The top 4 teams at the tournament will secure automatic qualification for the global showpiece, while 2 additional sides will progress to the